Alright, the new video is set to go up tomorrow and everything's ready. Now I can sit down, relax, and watch some shows. I think I want to watch something new. I mean, I pay $5 a month for Hulu, and all I ever watch is that one episode of Adventure Time where they sing about
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes.
yeah, that's the good stuff.
Baking pancakes, that's what it's gonna
Wait,
make.
no, I'm doing it again. Stop. Also, wait, where'd my water go? I just had it right here.
Dude, are you seriously messing up the continuity of your shots on the very first intro sketch on this channel? You know continuity is important for keeping the viewers engaged in your content, so they know what is what, dude. Like, what side is the water bottle on, dude? What if the water bottle's not there? They won't know that. How are they supposed to know what's happening in the scene?
Ooh, Ben 10's on Hulu. I've always heard it's great, but I never really watched it as a kid. Well, might as well see what all the buzz shock is about. Get it? Because it's one of the aliens in the show. Okay, I'm just gonna start watching it.
It started when an alien device did what it did and stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers, he's no ordinary kid, he's Ben 10. He's a kid and he wants to have fun.
Oh, man. What happened? You passed out halfway through Omniverse. It's been a few days.
And you've been standing there this entire time?
Yeah. It's a great show. I just love how he's a kid who wants to have fun, but on the off chance that you need a superhero, he also gets the job done.
Ben 10. That's it. I know what I have to do.
Shave?
Yeah, that first, but I'm not really like sponsored by Dollar Shave Club or anything, so it's not really like relevant to the video. But if I was,
You're not.
yeah, I know.
You're very much not. You're just not.
I know I'm not.
We both know you don't have enough views for that.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me, dude.
And trust me, we're the same person, so I should know.
But I know what I have to do. I have to take all this knowledge I got from watching every single episode of Ben 10 and condense it into like a well-informed, factually correct YouTube video.
So like how you don't have to turn into different aliens from other planets to be a hero, because anybody deep down inside themselves can be a hero just the way they are?
No. Better. Stay there. I'll be back.
I've been staying here for days. Where are you going?
Let's make a tier list. So after spending all that time watching every single episode of Ben 10, and since all these tier list videos are popping up everywhere on YouTube, I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring and make a tier list of my own, based on every single alien that Ben has ever transformed into. They're not based on anything in particular, they're just my opinion. There's going to be some spicy hot takes in here. Please disagree with me down below. And if you want to make your own, Tiermaker has a really easy to use one. I just went ahead and made my own in Photoshop, so I'll leave a link to download that file down below, and then you can make your own. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, let's rank some Ben aliens. I feel like it's only natural for us to start with Heat Blast, because he was the first alien that Ben ever transformed into. Heat Blast is solid, like, solid design, solid powers. He's one of the fan favorites too. I'm gonna put him in A tier. For doing S tier, I'll get some of the easier ones out of the way. Alien X, easily S tier, right? I love how powerful he is, but I also love how balanced he is. He has to converse with the other two conscients of Alien X, and like they all have to agree on one thing. And then while they're doing that, like he's just kind of standing there like motionless. So every time Ben turned into him, I was like, oh, it's gonna be a great episode. I think Wrath is easily S tier as well. Not necessarily because of his powers or his design or anything, right? He's very solid in that regard, but his personality is literally top notch. I think Forearms is solid. Everyone likes Forearms. Yeah, he's definitely A tier. I honestly feel the same way about Humongosaur. I think Humongosaur is cooler than Forearms is. I don't think Humongosaur is enough to reach just S tier. Definitely solid A tier for me. If we're looking at the other end of the spectrum, right, the worst is definitely the worst alien. I knew his powers were that he was invincible, right? He couldn't die, but he's just not invincible. He still takes damage, like he still feels pain. I don't think that's worth it. I think it's like literally the worst power. Similarly, Walkatrout is also pretty much just a joke alien. Gray Matter was like the joke alien for the original series. Like Ben is like, I need some muscle. Let's go Forearms. And then he turns into Gray Matter, right? And it was a haha funny joke. But Gray Matter is actually like super solid. I think he's C tier though. Out of all of the original 10 aliens, my favorite has always been Upgrade. I'm gonna put Upgrade in S tier. This might be a spicy hot take, so let me know. I think that just the amount of things Upgrade can do and how creative you can be with him, and his design and everything is just so cool, and he's definitely worthy of S tier on my list. And honestly, even though this one wasn't my favorite, I think it's still enough to deserve S tier. I'm putting Accelerate up in S tier. I like Accelerate a lot more than I like these three, so I don't feel right putting him in the same tier, so I have to put him in S tier. I'm going to put the Spooky Ben trio in D tier. So that's Blitzwolfer, Snarrow, and Frankenstrike. Like Blitzwolfer, Ben Wolf, he's got like a sonic howl. That's not that cool. Snarrow literally is just Wildvine, but worse. And then Frankenstrike, I don't like his design at all. I'm gonna put Fast Track in F tier. Because, why? Why does Fast Track exist? He's just Accelerate, but worse in every way. Mustache. I don't really like Mustache. I like his accent. He's not the greatest. One that actually really grew on me was Stinkfly. I'm gonna put Stinkfly in B. Omniverse, he wasn't anything like too special, right? Ben already had a bunch of flying aliens to choose from, so he never really used him. But when I went back and watched the original series, I forgot how like useful Stinkfly was, right? Every time Ben needed to fly, the only alien he had that could fly was Stinkfly. Something else that grew on me was Cannonbolt. I'm gonna put Cannonbolt up here with the rest of these guys. I'm gonna put Big Chill in S tier. Ice is always one of my favorite kind of powers for an alien to have. He can fly, he can go through walls, he can like freeze people with ice. His Omniverse design makes him very chunky and fat, but we still love him all the same. In terms of other original aliens that are pretty solid, I think Wildmutt is definitely worthy of, I'm going to say B tier. I like Wildmutt. Nothing really wrong with Wildmutt. He has his uses, he has his purpose. His design's pretty cool. He's just a big old dog, a big old pup. He's pretty solid in my opinion. I guess I'll do the Wilds together. I also classify Wildvine as, nope, I'm going to put Wildvine up here. Never mind. I didn't like him very much in the original series, but Omniverse, I think, really revamped Wildvine like to be super dope. I think that boosts him up to A. I'm going to throw some more ones that I think are kind of average around. I think that Chromastone is probably a B tier. I think Gutrot might be one of the more C tier worthy ones. I love his accent and I love his powers. They're very unique. He just doesn't use them that much. I'm also going to put Gravitack down there as well in C tier. I think he's kind of ugly. His powers are cool. It's a very interesting concept being like a living planet. I think Gravitack is C. Same with Lodestar. These have really cool powers, right? Really interesting powers. Lodestar being like basically a big magnet, but they're just not that cool. They're very interesting concepts. I think that they're very niche in certain ways. I guess the same thing I can be said about Ripjaws. I'm gonna put Ripjaws in C too. I guess I forgot about Spitter. Spitter kind of goes in F tier. I guess we'll fill out some of the bottom ones. I'm gonna put Peskytus in bottom tier. I really like Peskytus' power. It's just never used. Her voice is super annoying. I like Shock Squatch, but I think he's only C tier. His accent is phenomenal. He's Canadian, but his powers kind of already get done by other characters. I'm gonna put Ball Weevil down here in F tier. He's one of the newer aliens. I really never liked him at all. He's got an annoying voice, right? His powers are very one-dimensional. He's his dung beetle, right? He spits a ball of slime, rolls it up, and throws it, and explodes. But Ben uses him so much in Omniverse. Speaking of people that are overused in Omniverse, Crash Hopper, F tier. I very much dislike Crash Hopper. I think Ben uses him too much, right? His voice is super annoying. I just don't like Crash Hopper. Okay, Spider Monkey definitely deserves A tier. Spider Monkey's dope. Cool design, cool powers, right? Spider and a monkey all in one. Who can complain about that one? I also forgot to put Diamond Head on this list. I'm going to put Diamond Head in A tier as well. I think Diamond Head also shares a lot of the features of a lot of people in this tier. This might be a hot take too, but I'm going to put Waybig in B tier. I think he's good. I understand why people like Waybig. I've just never been that huge of a fan. I think B tier is the perfect spot for him. I like him just as much as I like these other ones. Also in B tier, I think I'm going to put Water Hazard. His design is super nice. It's a very solid design that stands on its own. We haven't really visited D tier in a while, so let's see who else we can put in D tier. I think Buzzshock is D tier. In terms of electric aliens, Ben has a lot cooler ones than Buzzshock. Also, this one can technically be part of the Spooky Trio because it's kind of based on the same thing. I'm putting Vampire down in D. Last alien Ben unlocks in Omniverse, so he doesn't have too much time to shine. I'm going to put Upchuck in B tier. Upchuck's always really solid. I like Upchuck a lot. I'm going to put Blocks in B tier as well. B for Blocks. I know everyone's first thought Blocks was like, oh my god, it's a Lego alien. They've really run out of ideas. But Blocks is actually super dope. Like, he can build structures that are borderline indestructible. He can create like Lego cannons that shoot out like Lego bricks. And he's like overall pretty solid. I'm going to put Clockwork in B tier as well. I like Clockwork a lot. Time travel episodes with Paradox are some of my favorite episodes in the show, and Clockwork has like a big part of those. Time powers are always super unique and interesting to work with. I'm going to grab one of Ben's newer aliens. I'm going to grab Kick and Hawk. I'm going to put him into C tier. He's pretty generic. He's a hand-to-hand combat fighting chicken, which is, you know, cool and all, but like Ben has so many cooler aliens. He kind of gets overshadowed by, I think, like a lot of the aliens up top towards the list. No one thinks of Kick and Hawk when they think of those. They think of Wrath, they think of Forums, they think of Humongosaur. I like Echo Echo more than I like Ditto, but I like them both, so I'm gonna put them in B and C tier respectively. They have the duplication powers, which is like always a fun time. Ditto's personality is a lot better than Echo Echo's, but Echo Echo's like power is a lot better than Ditto. There was that one episode where Echo Echo turned into a bunch of Echo Echoes, then they all turned back into Ben, and then all the Bens turned into other aliens, which is awesome. This might also be a bit of a hot take, but I'm gonna put Nanomech down here. I never really liked Nanomech, thought his voice was very annoying. I like Energy a lot. I like his Russian accent. I love the fact that he has like the containment suit and then he has like his own pure form on the inside. I don't know, I really like Energy. One of the bigger outliers on this list is Feedback. I think Feedback is definitely S tier. His design, amazing. Voice, amazing. Powers, amazing. He has his own little arc where Ben, like, loses him as an 11-year-old, and then he unlocks him later, back when he's 16. That, I think, just in total makes Feedback one of the more unique aliens, one of the coolest aliens that Ben's ever had, and honestly, one of my favorites. So I think he definitely deserves S tier. I'm gonna put Goop in B tier here. I like Goop. Nothing wrong with Goop. Also been a while since we put something in the bottom tier. I'm gonna put Topic down here. He's like basically a Medusa. He takes his mask off and it's super scary. But that's kind of what Ghostfreak used to do. It's not like too unique, and that's his only power, and he's basically never used. So I think he's definitely F tier. I'm gonna put some more in the D tier. Astrodactyl. I never really could get on board with Astrodactyl. Bullfrag. I like his accent, right? I like his mob boss accent. I like his attitude. But really, for powers, he's just a big frog. This also might be a super hot take, but I've never been a big fan of Armadillo. I'm gonna put him in C because he's not the worst by any means. I'm gonna put Chameleon F tier. He's like Randall from Monsters Inc. But like I never really liked his design. His name is kind of dumb. I like Jetray. I'm not too heartbroken that he wasn't in Omniverse. I'm just kind of confused because I liked him. I'm gonna say another really solid alien was Amphibian. In terms of electric aliens, he was more unique than someone like Buzzshock or Shock Squatch. He could make shields. He had like his tentacles. He was definitely one of the more solid ones in my opinion. Arctiguana next in this tier. Big fan of ice powers myself personally. I'm gonna put Eatle down here. In my opinion, he's just a worse upchuck. The reason why he's not in F tier, like how Accelerate but worse is in F tier, because his design is cool and like unique. I'm gonna put Ghostfreak here as well. I think honestly one of the most unique aliens that Ben's ever had. He can like possess people, which is like a really cool power. He has one of the coolest like arcs ever, right? He wants to escape the Omnitrix because he's like a sentient being, and he does, and he's like Zscare, and it's whole back and forth with like Ben has a new villain now and it's Zscare and everything. I'm gonna put Terraspin down here. So Terraspin is just a turtle who can fly. His arms is like a propeller, and he can fly around. He can cause tornadoes. That's really cool. I'm gonna put Jury Rig in B tier. He's similar to Upgrade, which is why I like him, but he's not like a direct copy, right? He doesn't like go into machines and upgrade them and stuff. He just builds things, which I think is super dope. I'm gonna put our last S tier up at the board. One of these four is gonna be S tier, and it is Swampfire. I really like Swampfire's design. I love his powers. He's super unique. He's got like swamp gas. He's got vine powers. He's got fire. There's so many combinations of things he can do, which makes him very unique. A little bit of hot takes. I'm put iGuy D tier. I don't like iGuy. He only talks in puns that have I in them, or at least in Omniverse specifically. He's used like way more than he ever should be, and like his powers are he just shoots lasers out of his eyes. I'm gonna put Brainstorm up here. I like Brainstorm a lot. His whole scene where he like surveys the area and like makes note of everything and then goes into battle is really entertaining, interesting to watch. And then finally we have Atomics. This might be the hottest take of the whole video. Atomics goes down here. I don't like Atomics. One, he was introduced super late. He's just like this super powerful guy, no personality really. And that's about it. And that's our list. That is our list of aliens. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that sketch at the beginning was at least decent. It's the first time I've ever done anything like that. Any feedback you have, I'll put that in the comments below and I'll definitely look into it. And if you guys want to like leave a like on the video and subscribe, that helps me out way big. That one didn't work out as well as I thought it would. But yeah, if you want to and wouldn't mind, subscription to the channel with notifications on would really help out a lot. But that's the video. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I need to go explain to my manager why I've been watching Ben 10 for the past 3 days instead of going to work. So. Just kidding. I'm unemployed.